Today we're going to take this cheap guitar and turn it into an absolute icon. Alright, so this is one of those vintage icon series fake relic things. Now these are made overseas. They are, I don't really know that much about them. I saw them at NAMM. They're just kind of just one of those knockoff guitar companies. It's, when you look at it close, you're like, alright, whatever. We have a plan for this guitar that I think is going to make it really cool. And for the purpose of making it kind of a 50-footer, if that makes sense. Like when you look at this thing really close, you're like, you know, this isn't done very well. But for the purpose of having it standing on stage in front of people and seeing it from a long distance away, I think it's going to serve our purposes very well. Here's why. Because this guitar is getting cut up and changed up from the get-go. I have not even plugged this thing in. I don't care about it. I don't care about what it sounds like. I don't care about what it looks like. We're going to make it into something really, really cool. Basically what we've got here is a nickel, raw nickel cover humbucker. And it's going to go right here, but it's going to go backwards. We're going to cut this pick guard and we're going to put this humbucker right here. And it's going to go backwards. Have any idea what we're doing yet? And then we're going to take this 6 saddle bridge and we're going to take the 3 saddle bridge off. Why the heck would we do that? And why would this be gold? And most importantly, why would it be missing the low E saddle? And we're going to put it right there with a Dylan Talks Tone flat 6 Tele pickup, and it's going to go right there. Why on earth would we be doing this? So last summer when I was in California for the NAMM show, we were in an RV park and I ran into the guy that was staying in the RV park right next to me was at the NAMM show too. And he plays in a band. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's really cool. It's probably the most realistic and the most successful Rolling Stones cover band in pretty much the entire country, in the United States. And they go all over the place. They'll fly all over the place and do Rolling Stones tribute stuff. Well, of course, he is Keith Richards in the band. And so, Vintage Guitars, this company from that does these Chinese knockoff Teles, sent him one of these guitars to make into the Micawber Tele. So instead of sending it to him, he hasn't actually ever seen this guitar before. They sent it directly to me so that we could convert it to a version of the Micawber Tele. We're going to make a couple of changes to it as we go though, because he wants to make it a little bit more versatile with the wiring. We'll get into that. We're going to put 50s wiring in it, like the old broadcaster, but we're going to probably leave the filter cap off of the neck pickup so that he can use the neck pickup more usefully. So that's going to be a cool thing. So let's go ahead and rip this thing apart, and we're going to have to cut the pick guard and we're going to have to do a bunch of stuff, and let's make this thing into a really cool Micawber Tele. Okay, so we got this thing all apart, and first of all, let's just talk about the guitar itself and the quality of it. You can see, you know, it's just a cheap Tele, but if you wanted one of these things to do a build like this, it would be a low point of entry where you could, you know, have some fun with it. You can see the routing's not good and the sanding work is, you know, it's whatever. And you know, I haven't played this thing or anything, and it's beat up already. Like, I don't mean the fake relicking. I mean, it's not, the guitar's not perfect, but it's also not expensive. And like I said, you could make it into something really cool. Now, one of the big surprises here is usually these less expensive guitars are routed for some kind of swimming pool humbucker thing, and it's not. So we're gonna have to. I've got a humbucker Tele or a humbucker template that we're gonna have to cut that hole bigger so we can put the humbucker in there. So I've got a template and a router, so we'll be able to do that. It's no big deal. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pickup ring and cut, which we'll probably actually do first. We're going to take the pickup ring and I'm going to set the neck in here and make sure, because I think it's a 22 fret neck. So we just need to make sure this is in the right spot, and then we have to cut the pick guard. So the interesting thing about the way the pick guard is cut on the Micawber is it's pretty sloppy, and it's cut around the outside of the plastic. It's not actually cut where the pickup goes. So we're going to try to do that as closely as possible to the actual guitar. And then we're going to put, of course, we're going to put the pickup into the other bridge and put that in there. Now, one of the things I was gonna do, because I thought about it, if you look at some of the pictures of the Micawber Tele, sometimes the low E magnet is punched out. I don't want to do that because I don't want to damage a pickup and then have to make another one and then try that one. And if you would just go down a whole rabbit hole of wondering if that would work or not. So we're probably not going to do that, but I may black it out. We may acid etch this magnet so that it's black, so that at least from like 20 feet away or whatever, you won't see it, like visually it will, because this is really about visual presentation, right, for being on stage. So I'll probably make this black somehow with some acid, or I have some gun blacking that like you would use to make a Glock black again. I will probably maybe use some of that. Birchwood Casey makes some stuff that will work for that. I've used it on Bigsby's before. So we'll try that to get that to go black so that it doesn't show as much. But I guess the next thing we need to do is cut this pick guard up. Well, it's been a couple days, and here we are. So I cut the pick guard, and you see it's a little sloppy. I actually looked at the pictures on the internet to try to get that as close as possible. Not as close as possible, as similarly sloppy, basically. It was hard to do that. I was like really wanting to make it perfect, but it doesn't look perfect, so that's what it's supposed to be. And then the pickup ring screwed straight into the guitar with the humbucker backwards. This is a Dylan Pickups DAF Alnico 5 humbucker. And then we have our flat 6 Tele bridge pickup here with the 6th string magnet blacked out. There's no 6th string on the guitar. As you can tell, it's missing. This saddle is missing. And you can see here that I did not age the gold hardware, because gold hardware only ages with like touching it. If you scuff it up, it'll look terrible. So basically, I just told Shane to just play the heck out of the guitar. The gold will look crappy in just, a couple of months probably. It'll go pretty fast. And then we did a 3-way switch, Oak Grigsby switch, 250K pots. And the way it works is, well, I'll show you when we plug it in. The overall look, I think, is what I was going for. I think it looks like a knockoff Micawber Tele, which is what we wanted for somebody who plays in a tribute band for the Rolling Stones. I think it's pretty sick. Alright, well, let's plug it in and see what it sounds like. Alright, so I strung it up with the old String Joy 10 to 48s, link below, and except no 48, so we just have the 5. In retrospect, maybe I should have put 6 strings on it to demo it, because I'm not any kind of Keith aficionado, so I know he uses a different tuning, Open G, I think. I don't have any experience in playing in that stuff, so we're just going to tune the 5 strings that I have to normal tuning. I'm just going to kind of show you the features of the guitar, how I have it wired, and what it sounds like. generally, and then you get an idea. So here's what we have. We have volume and a tone. In the bridge position, let's just give you, this is the tone master, as clean as you can kind of get clean. Volume's on 5, everything else is on, all the knobs are on 5, except the reverb's on 3, and the tremolo is turned off. So. Okay, and then so that's just like normal Tele bridge position because we have a tone knob. With a normal 0.015 cap, 250K pots, normal stuff. And then if we put the switch in the middle position, now what happens is we have no tone knob and we have, with the volume all the way down, the knob all the way down, this is still your bridge pickup. Okay, but we can turn this knob up now and blend in our neck pickup. And you can kind of do like a blend in the middle. See what I mean? It's kind of cool. So that'll be blend. So with it all the way up, it's both pickups, like a normal middle position. No tone knob. Neck position, we just have the volume and just the neck pickup. And if we throw some Wampler Moxie overdrive on this junk, it sounds pretty good. I need the extra string. Anyway, it's cool. This guitar is fun. As far as the playability of it goes, I didn't have to mess with anything. The frets are pretty decent. The setup of the guitar, I mean, I had to set it up all from scratch again because, you know, we replaced the bridge. But this is a really fun thing. I'll leave a parts list to everything I did or used in this video to make this because it's not actually that hard to do. You could do it with any Tele body, and you just need this bridge, and I'll leave the pickup combination, and I'll leave a wiring diagram too. I think it's pretty cool. This is a really fun little project to do. It's kind of out of my element. It's not normally the kind of thing that I do, but you know, you meet a random person in a parking lot at NAMM, you have a conversation, next thing you know you're friends, and this is the kind of junk that you're doing. Super, super fun. Like I said, I'll try to find his contact information and all the stuff. If it's not in this video, we'll make sure that we share it on our Instagram at Dylan Talks Tone, and we'll also make sure that we share it in our Facebook group, the Dylan Talks Tone Insider Group. I think that's what it's called on Facebook, so that you can check it out. And yeah, pretty fun stuff. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I know this is a random video, random day, random subject, the whole deal, but it's pretty cool. And do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and the like button if you like this kind of stuff. Maybe we'll do something like this. We have the RevStar, we have that project going, so we're going to put some cool pickups in that thing, and I got a bunch of other stuff going too. So make sure you like and subscribe, do all the things. We'll see you in the next video.